Okay, this video, another continuation of polyrhythms, how to do it in scales. Pretty much the same application. I got a little rule. We can change the top note of our groupings to correct some awkward jumps when you're connecting. Okay, right now I'm looking at a 3-note per string scale format of the A minor scale. So we're thinking about the A minor Aeolian mode at the 5th fret. Okay, so when we start doing polygroups on this, I'll just start with triplets. It connects the root in the 3rd, so that one's cool. Okay, going to the groups of 4, I start and I end with a jump from 4 back to 1, which is not too bad, and you have to practice it, and I do those things. But if I was playing this as a melodic figure, it would make more sense to replace that 4 with a 5, because then my lick is not ending on the same finger, and it matches the chord more. Groups of 5 naturally end on here and not on an awkward jump, so they're no problem at all. Groups of 6 are no problem because they end on your top note of your 3-note grouping, so it automatically is going to be a different finger than your starting group, so they're no problem at all. Right? Groups of 7 end with an awkward jump. Right? You got to jump from the 7 back to the 1. Which is achievable, but it's awkward. So just to replace that 7 with the next note up, which is the root of the chord, and it only makes sense. So still play the group of 7, just replace the top note with 1 note higher. You get a more melodic type line anyways, because it's always going to follow the chord you're starting on. Right? Because you're going to start and end on 1. Okay, 9s are no problem again, because in a 3-note per string formula, you're going to end your group of your 9 with the top note of a string. So no matter what note you start on in the scale, you know it's not going to end up on the same fingering as the note you started. So 9s are no problem. Now 10 forces you in a jump, awkward jump across all the strings, because we're getting further and further away. So I would do the same thing with that. Here we're going to target the 4, just the next note up in the scale, target the middle. It's not entirely offensive because it's the suspended 4th and part of our pentatonic scale, so it's going to sound cool over your entire run anyways. Right? And then, you know, we can keep going on up to 15, but basically the idea is every time you get to that next starting point on the next string, just substitute that with 1 note higher, and you can correct it. Like 12s, example, 12s are no problem because they're going to end on your pinky, right? 13 is the problem again. So we can eliminate that by raising it one note, and then when you come up your pattern, you're not starting on the same finger. You got a finger free to reach down. To grab your root again. And the same thing applies if we turn this upside down. If we turn it upside down, we're able to string those accelerated odd groupings through our playing without tripping over our fingers, just by keeping that simple rule. When you get that awkward jump, just avoid it altogether, and you're still going to add a color or a cotorn that's going to agree with the scale with the chord that you're sitting upon for this run. So enjoy.